the main goal of program management in my mind is like, how do you bring some level of definition or organization to the chaos that that program's going to be?
Hmm.
And that actually depends on the phase of the project that you are in. We usually do a couple of workshops within like the week. So my week is going to look like I come in from like 8 to noon. I'm working with all the stakeholders. We are in a meeting together. We are talking about like the different questions that we're trying to answer for that, which is like who the customer is, what is the problem we're trying to solve, and so on and so forth. And then we document all of that, and then it goes for a bunch of reviews. And the same thing for the launch plan as well. I meet with my team. We work towards the milestones. We're like, do these milestones make sense? And at the end of the day, the goal is to get it all like finalized so then we can start executing on it. I think there is nothing better than in-person learning and industry experience once you get into the industry as well, right? So there is no alternative for you actually doing the work with someone and learning from that. I think certifications are very beneficial to people that are just starting off in program management because it gives you a platform or it gives you a framework of like how program management is actually done. PMP is one of the most known certification. You can definitely take that. You can learn for that, and you can learn the framework around that. There's Scrum. There's certified Scrum Master. There is, I think, Agile certified practitioner. But beyond that, I think once you start working as a program manager, like program management, the role is very different in every company that you work for. I can honestly tell you that, like in all the companies that I've worked for, I haven't done the same thing. I think as of right now, the day and space or the day and age that we actually live in, you cannot survive in an industry if you don't have continuous learning. Having an MBA, I feel like is very similar to like building your platform actually, and making sure that that's ready to propel you in a specific career or field. Always challenge you to continue looking at your background to see like what's missing. You've now done your MBA. Are you missing any engineering courses that you can actually take? And now it's become so easy to learn, right? You can go to Coursera, you can go to Udemy, you can go to any one of these places and be like, oh yeah, like I'd love to take this course and like move this forward, right? So there are both types of role. There's a technical program manager, there's a non-technical program manager. The first thing you have to ask yourself is, um, do you like communication? Because I feel like if you are an extrovert, you get energy from communicating with different people, different stakeholders, then I think it's a terrific role for you because everything else can actually be learned. But you need to learn like when you're organizing a specific program, what are specific artifacts do you need? You need to learn like, well, if you're doing updates, how can you do updates? You need to learn like some of the tools that people use. So there's like Asana, there's Tableau. You need to learn like how to handle different situations in terms of like risk logs, change logs, etc. But all of these things you can learn very easily from a program management course or program management certifications. If you want program managers to be successful, you have to build out processes in such a way that you don't ask engineers and product managers to do anything. What makes a good resume for program managers is it's data driven. So people don't want to say that, oh, I started a program and the program was really successful. That's a wrong statement. In 3 months, I was able to successfully stand up the program. These are the metrics that we were tracking, and this is how the metrics improved. They improved by 10%, they improved by 12%, and so on and so forth. That is a data driven statement that people look out for. There are certain KPIs that people as a program manager, they actually align with, right? The second is you can actually find the recruiter and the hiring manager that's potentially hiring for that role on LinkedIn. And you can easily guess their email Or you can go to Rocket Reach. It's a site that I use all the time to find personal email IDs and official email IDs of people on LinkedIn and send them an email. I have never gotten a call back because I've applied on the company website. I always find like any hiring managers or recruiters at a company and I send them an email. And 95% of the time, if you send them a personal email, even if it's not their role, they will find the hiring manager for that role or they'll find the recruiter for that role and they will forward your email to them. When you're looking at the role, look at it from a perspective of that does it bring you joy. I don't really look out for saying that, oh, it is a program manager role, but how they're doing program management, because that doesn't matter because it's going to be different at like whatever company you actually go to. Now, let's say you apply for this company and you get a call back. This is where you can ask questions, and it's totally okay to ask questions to the people that are interviewing you. In fact, one of the interviewing tactics that I have for people is that start by asking questions. And I do that a lot in interviews. And in most interviews, it becomes a conversation. So the interview process at small to medium sized companies is fairly ad hoc, actually. It could even be that at the end of the interview, they actually get the CEO to come in and be like, "Hey, is this person going to be a fit at the company?" So at small to medium sized companies, what they're actually looking for is one, that do you understand program management? And you give them some examples of how you've successfully used program management to deliver products in the past, right? So that's the first thing. And the second thing that they're looking for is your company fit. So that is a very specific like culture fit to that specific company. And that's when they bring like, so when you've done some interviews and then you see the CEO coming in, that's a sign that you've cleared the role fit of the job, and now they're looking to see the cultural fit of the job, right? For the bigger companies, what I've seen is they use the STAR method, and what that means is that they'll ask you questions based on specific scenarios and so on and so forth, and you respond using the STAR method. So what the situation was, what was the task, action, and results. Before any interview, what I do is I prepare a list of about 20 examples, and you break it down into like, this is the project that I worked on. So very similar to the STAR method, like this is the project or the program that I worked on. This is what my role was in the program. This is how I delivered these results, and then like list the KPIs, the data, the metrics, and all of that. And this was the role of the team. This is what the team did, right? So if you have 15 examples documented and obviously prep for them, then any scenario based questions that these companies ask, you can pick up a program from this and be like, this applies to this scenario, and then answer. I've seen in a lot of interviews is that like people tend to like go down a certain route and then they continue in that certain way itself, and then you have to pull them back actually, right? That's one sign that they don't really know the program that well. I feel like based on the company, it just depends. A lot of program management is based off operations. And I think a good career progression or a good career track for you could be that you land your role, become like a chief operations officer essentially at a company itself. And also like there are other roles that you could actually even grow into. Right? The good thing about program management, career growth, and trajectory is that it's not limited to one thing. You can take it in any direction that you want to take it in. Find a mentor who is a program manager and who can actually guide you. So once you start working, you're going to come across like different situations that you can bring back to your mentor, and then they can tell you, it's like, all right, this is a good way of like handling the situation.